Good evening, my friends. How are you? And welcome to another episode of the Nerd Cave Show.
Evening.
We always look forward to this very point in time every week. Tuesday night. It's like Christmas to us.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy. All right, I'm going to turn you guys over to Ray, and here he comes. Get ready. Bam.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful, happy, and always slightly questionable Nerd Cave Show.
Always
Questionable.
Always questionable.
I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm gonna get right into this. If you guys, anybody have seen my Instagram, those guys have been following. We have I think it's a pigeon. Is that a pigeon?
Yes, it's a pigeon.
So we had a pigeon that's made a little nest up inside my porch. I've got pillars up, and it's just like I'm not going to bother it. It's a mama. She's trying to find a little place. And so last year, my daughter had given it a name.
I love the name.
My daughter, at the time, was 11, and she named this pigeon Destroyer.
It's fitting.
It is, if you've seen the amount of crap that's been on my porch. But that's fine. It's fine. Destroyer did good. She came. She had, she had babies last year and she left, and then she came back this year because I did not clean up the nest. I left it there, and sure enough, she came back. And so she had come back, and I've been taking pictures, saying, "Hey, Destroyer's back." And my daughter's been happy, because the Destroyer of the pigeon's been back. So today, actually, I just got home, to get everything set up, and I look up there, and I got a bunch of extra little eyes looking at me. So I posted on there, Destroyer's had baby. So yeah, go ahead and put the picture up. So here we go.
There they are. Look at them. Just
look
adorable.
That's just Mama Destroyer and babies. Now, I have already sent this picture to my daughter's mom, so she got to see this. And she goes, the response back, first one was awe. Then the second one, my daughter has already named one of the babies.
This is hilarious. Pay attention.
If anybody wants to take a wild guess what my daughter named one of the babies. Now, mind you, this is, go ahead.
Can we wait and just we'll kind of touch back on it here and there and see if anyone can guess, and then at the end of the show reveal it.
All right, we will do that. I didn't think about that, but that's a good idea.
I mean, it's,
so
just a little.
We're gonna leave it as a kind of a guessing game. Maybe I'll make up a makeshift prize, but my daughter has named one of the babies, and so you guys have to figure out what that name is. So we'll come back to it. So, Beard, how you been?
Not too bad. I've been hanging in there. Trying to just stay busy, keep busy. We are joined by Retro Obsessed. He says hello, and we're also joined by our coworker Eric. He says good evening, Mr. Bear and Ray Rice.
Ray Rice.
That's you, bro.
Why? I'm curious to what that means.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's a football thing. I don't know.
Okay, or I'm just that white. Which I didn't think I was.
That could very well be, because you are a white one, sir.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, Retro, guess the child. No.
Not even close. Not even close on that one. It is. I will tell you this much. It is funny, but it is not nerd themed. So
not at all.
Not at all. Those guys are wondering. We do have Retro Obsessed, who's nice in the chat, has supplied tonight's candy challenge, and we will be getting to that shortly.
Retro, you and I got to have a talk later on.
Yeah, because we remembered you gave us one of the. I think you gave us one of these before. We haven't done a candy challenge in a while because we just haven't done one, and he provided this one, and I kind of remembered after the fact he gave it to me. He's like, I think we already did this one, so we're going to do it anyway. But we remember this, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge to do it again. So to help compensate with that, tonight's wonderful yumminess, the happy juice of choice tonight is Rebel Yell root beer again.
This is a delicious whiskey. This is not a delicious cotton candy.
So yeah, we'll get to that here in a minute. But I just wanted to tell you, in preparation of doing tonight's candy challenge, which we kind of know it's going to be more of a challenge because we know what we're in for. We decided to break out the Rebel Yell because we needed something potent enough to counteract the potency of what we're going to be subjecting ourselves to.
And I'm just saying right now, if all of a sudden, you see a hand pop into Ray's screen and grab the bottle, it's me refilling my glass.
So cheers. Well, you know what? Yeah, I think we should go ahead and get into it. So, once again, thank you very much, Retro Obsessed, for this is... Now, it's made by Charms, so this is not some off-brand. This is actually made by Charms.
Charms, I'm disappointed in you. I'm just saying.
This is their Fluffy Stuff Bacon Cotton Candy.
Oh, we're joined by my wife, Mandy. She says,
Mandy!
Hi, guys. How are you, Mandy?
And it's... Oh, no, Ellen was the one that sent us the last one.
Ellen
that is
was
correct.
The one. Okay, that's right.
So we've had two different people send us the bacon cotton candy.
Because they don't like us.
Yeah. Or they just enjoy to watch us suffer.
I'm gonna break it down to you like this. This stuff, it looks nice and sweet and innocent.
It's pink and pretty.
What this tastes like, if you have a matchbook in your house, strike a match.
No, it smells burnt.
Put the match out and then smell the sulfur head. That's what it tastes like. You have it.
It literally smells like they just went, here's cotton candy, and while we're making that, let's throw in this bottle of liquid bacon heat stuff that artificial bacon flavoring juice. Well, I don't know what it's from.
Yeah.
Some mad scientist come up with.
Mandy remembers she tried it when she was on the show last. She said it was barftastic.
I don't think I did, but I think this time I'm going to subject my daughter to it.
Yes.
So, all right, here we go. Now that we've sat there and babbled on about this.
Hang on, there we go.
There we go. There we go.
I'm
There's the
bringing it
cotton
here
candy.
now.
So I want to get a small piece. Now it's a good size. This is tongue size.
That's
It's got like this. You've burnt the bacon beyond all recognition smell.
like I said, it tastes like a burnt match head. No, you guys said yes. We did say we would try anything, and we tried it.
We did.
We held up our end of the bargain.
Yeah, we're so bad that we're going to do this a second time.
And we had to do this again because Retro didn't know that we had already tried it.
Yeah, we were honored that he would get us something.
This is a challenge, just saying right here.
Yeah, this is because this stuff will melt. You know how we're sitting here and exaggerating this and we're like procrastinating doing it? This is what we know what we're in for.
This is how bad it is, folks.
All right.
I'm just saying, if you see me get up,
yeah,
Ellen
goes, you guys said you would try anything. Yeah. Open mouth, instant foot. All right, here we go. 1,
here it comes.
2, 3, you first.
I did it.
All right, here we go. It's one of those deals where you have to psych yourself out
What's
for it.
really weird is when I put it in my mouth, I had an instant flashback to when we did those nasty tasting jelly beans.
God.
But the
That
happy
does
juice
not
comes
taste
through.
like-
The happy juice comes through.
It's got that. It reminds me of that. What is it? That liquid. Not liquid heat, but they give you that liquid
Smoke.
barbecue. Liquid smoke. Thank
Smoke.
you. It literally tastes like liquid smoke.
Ellen asks if we need more chocolate bugs.
I knew that was going to come up. You were bringing that up before the show.
I jinxed us.
You did.
Just close your eyes and picture Saturday morning eating some bacon. Yeah, no, it doesn't taste like that.
It doesn't taste
Burn
like bacon.
a piece of bacon and eat it. That tastes better than this stuff. I'm
Then
just
accidentally step on it. And accidentally step on it with sugar on the bottom of your shoe. Yeah, there you go. It's questionable at best. Oh God.
But with the root beer whiskey, though,
It does help.
it helps tremendously.
You know what? I wonder if this would help Ezra Brooks.
The Ezra Brooks? Man, now we got to try it. Why'd you have to say it, Ray?
I know.
You got to think about these things.
My mouth just works and my brain is like, stop, and my mouth is going, hee hee hee. Oh. Oh, Happy Juice, help me.
Happy Juice, help me.
I will say, yes. Now, we specifically picked this, the Rebel Yell root beer, mostly because of such a strong flavor and the sugary flavor to help combat against the fluffy fluffy stuff. This is like if the State Puff Marshmallow Man had nightmares.
Yes, that's it. You got it right there.
Oh,
See,
gosh.
This is the positivity that battles this negativity, this pink negativity right here.
Oh, geez, Retro goes, everything is opening back up. We'll have to find something new.
We'll just try to find something tasty. Happy Juice is one that takes the brakes away from your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, soak the cotton candy in the whiskey. We're going to try that because that Ezra Brooks is just...
All right, you know what? I'm going to try that right now because that's what these folks are wanting to see.
Don't hurt the... Don't.
I'm going to...
No. Pour the whiskey into the cotton candy glass.
Yeah.
That way you still have whiskey to save yourself.
True. All right. Here
we go. On camera. Do it.
You guys are watching it.
Here he goes. He's pouring the whiskey into the glass and into his lap.
And into my lap. Okay. Now,
Has it completely dissolved?
Can you see it there? It's dissolved. It's got a pinkish hue to it now. All right.
Here we go. Root beer whiskey with
things I
cotton
do
candy
for the
bacon. This is a nightmare going down his throat. And he stopped.
It's not horrible. It actually does improve it.
That's a selling point. It's not horrible.
It actually does.
I'm still alive.
Semi-improve the flavor.
That is a positive point.
That's a positive. Yeah. It's not. It saves it.
Oh no, Mandy goes. I found something and ordered it.
Poor whiskey. Yeah. No.
Poor whiskey.
Poor me. I'm the one that took it in my body.
Yeah. Well, hey, we didn't tell you to.
No, you didn't.
I kind of gave you the idea, but
that was all me. I made the choice.
All right. So we ready to work? Let's hop into this real quick. Retro, thank you for the charms, fluffy stuff, bacon, cotton candy, nightmare in a bag. Taste buds everywhere are screaming in pain. Congratulations.
Yeah. It was.
All right, moving on.
That was fun.
So, last week, it was last week, right? Last week we reported that...
oh, yeah, the Ring Zero.
Yeah, Doom Eternal was coming out with the Denuvo anti-cheat system. And the major thing that a lot of people, and I included, had a problem with was the fact that when installed, it was kernel level Ring Zero. And it had a lot of people upset. Rightly so. You're basically saying our game is so important that it can potentially crash your system. It can potentially take over your system.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Because that's what Ring Zero allows. Since then, Doom Eternal on Steam and other places, but mostly on Steam, got review bombed. Like, they got a ton. As soon as that patch hit, people figured out about it. They review bombed it. People were uninstalling it.
Nope.
So on the 20th, idsoftware, first they released a tweet, which also had a link to a post they put on Reddit. Go ahead and can you put the image up?
Yes.
So,
in
the tweet,
there it is.
They basically said they were in the 1.1 update. They are going to be removing Denuvo and looking at other avenues, essentially. But on Reddit, and I've got a link if you guys want to go read the full thing, and I do strongly advise a lot of you who are really interested in this to go read it. And essentially, basically what it was is they're in update 1.1, they do plan on removing Denuvo. Now, there was a lot of talk about their decisions. You know, this is something Bethesda forced on them, onto idsoftware now that Bethesda owns them. And there was a lot of other stuff of their, they didn't know what they were doing, yada, yada, yada. So essentially what happened was they posted and they said there was 5 reasons why they chose Denuvo. And in the update version 1. And they basically, number 1, protect battle mode players from cheaters now, but also establish consistent anti-cheat systems and processes as we look ahead to more competitive initiatives on our battle mode roadmap. 2, establish cheat protection in campaign now in preparation for the future launch of Invasion, which is a blend of campaign and multiplayer. I thought that was cool. 3, kernel-level integrations are typically the most effective in preventing cheating. Yes. Number 4, Denuvo's integration met our standards for security and privacy. Problem is most users don't know that. 5, players were disappointed on Doom 2016 with our delay in adding anti-cheat technology to protect that game's multiplayer. That is completely true. I completely agree with that. The fact they didn't have anti-cheat at launch was a bit questionable, but rolling it out after the fact and the fact that it was Ring 0 is still a little bit excessive. Nope. Now, they did go on to say that their decision to use Denuvo was theirs alone. They were not pushed by Bethesda to put Denuvo in. This was completely the Doom Eternal team's decision. But due to the fact that so many people were upset about it, a lot of people uninstalled the game because of it, they opted in 1.1 that they're going to be renewing Denuvo, but there are some caveats to it. They said, they basically, despite our best intentions, feedback from players has made it clear that we must reevaluate our approach to anti-cheat integrations. With that, we will be removing the anti-cheat technology from the game in our next PC update. As we examine any future of anti-cheat in Doom Eternal, at a minimum, we must consider giving campaign-only players the ability to play without anti-cheat software installed, as well ensure the overall timing of any anti-cheat integration better aligns with player expectations around clear initiatives, like ranked or competitive play, where demand for anti-cheat is far greater. That I'll 100% agree with. And I had already said, if you guys remember what I said last time, I don't have any problem with them requiring Denuvo in competitive play. Here's why. 1, when you're in competitive play, you're trying to rank up to get into competitions. Then once you get in competitions, you're trying to get into prize winnings. You're basically trying to win awards. You're also trying to win a recognition, but you're also trying to make money. As far as I'm concerned, at that point, you need to meet a higher standard. When you go to work, you have to meet a certain standard. When you work your way up, you have to meet a higher standard. In gaming, especially in competitions, I honestly believe that's one way to that's one of those caveats. But for someone like me that really all I was playing was single player, I don't think I should be required to install a Ring Zero anti-cheat for playing the campaign.
Nope.
It just doesn't make any sense. But for competitions, I will say I do agree with it. Maybe not Ring 0, maybe something like Ring 1 or Ring 2. I do understand their whole point of, I mean, I understand they're trying to make their game as anti-cheatable as possible.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I completely, and it's not an easy thing to do. These guys have like a lot of people, like, you don't know what you're doing. Honestly, a lot of it's like very, very highly educated guesswork. They are working their hardest, and my hat's off to them for the guys that are working. I just believe that Ring 0 was a bit excessive. That's my honest standpoint on it. I really think that I'm glad they finally decided to go back and change it. I'm really curious of what they're going to do. Maybe Denuvo will make a little bit of changes or tweaks where I don't know how it can be done. Because you either have to install it at Ring 0 or you don't. wholeheartedly, I believe if you're in competitive play, you should be under high scrutiny for cheating. And I completely agree with their stance on that. So I'm not really 100% sure how they're going to pull it off, but I mean, they've got some pretty intelligent people in there.
I'm sure they can figure something out.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I will be perfectly honest. I am one of those people, once the update came down, I uninstalled Doom Eternal. So I have not gone back to play it since the Denuvo got installed. Because I'm sorry, I'm not putting Ring Zero stuff on my computer. As soon as 1.1 gets released, I will reinstall it because I want to finish the campaign. I do want to play. I'm interested in how they're going to do about it. But that's basically what's going to happen. They are removing Denuvo in 1.1. I don't know if I haven't looked to see if they've got a release date yet. When I looked on Twitter this morning, or this afternoon, I didn't see it. But they were also, one of the other things they're talking about, they said there was performance issues. Finally, we believe the performance issues some players have experienced on PC are based on code change we made around VRAM allocation. We have reverted this change in our next update and expect the game to perform as it did at launch. So, Denuvo wasn't, if you guys noticed performance drop in the game, it wasn't because of Denuvo. It was actually, Denuvo wasn't the only thing they released in the last patch. The last patch came out with a slew of things that got fixed, and they're constantly tweaking things to get better performance. Unfortunately, accidents are going to happen. This is just the nature of things. But they are working on it. Like I said, 1.1, I'd like to know. I don't think they've released a day, came out with a date yet when it's going to come out. So, but they did release this update on the 20th last week, stating that 1.1 will be released. They just haven't released a date yet. What else we got?
let's see. We were going to talk about that, and
Put my notes on the floor because I can.
we have a cave gym.
We have a cave. We do. We have a cave gym. And I hinted at this. I did. I hinted at this for Retro. Retro. I told you I got a new. I ordered some. I didn't even tell him I was ordering it. I ordered it, and it wasn't until it was about ready to arrive. I was like, no. If you guys follow my Instagram, I posted. Nobody tell Retro that I ordered another, or there's another part coming. So, and I think I told him earlier I think I told you earlier what it was. Essentially, what I ordered is this, and I wanted to do it up at the cave gym because I wanted to discuss it a little bit. This is, for those of you I don't believe I said that. Those of
Are
you
you
that
from
are
New York all of a sudden?
Kinda. Well, enough whiskey in me, I can be from anywhere.
Those of yous, the two Utes.
The two youths. So this is an ATX to an AT power supply adapter. And essentially what this does is this will adapt ATX power supplies, modern power supplies, to older AT style motherboards.
Pay attention, folks. This is the educational part of the show.
We are going to get into the education. So, now the major difference between the AT and the ATX is, and now this is a 20 pin, so first and foremost, the power supplies that you use must have the 20 with the 4-pin adaptation. So basically it's a 20 pin with a 4 pin that makes it a 24 pin for modern motherboards, but you need to be be doing a 20 pin. And most of them, they have the little 4 pin that's attached. And you can see in the picture right here, this was me testing it out. But essentially what this does, and I am a strong proponent of using these, this will allow you to run modern power supplies to AT motherboards, because older, if you guys know, they have these dual 6-pin connectors, and this is what feeds power to the motherboard. Well, older power supplies, in AT style, the power supply on-off was controlled by a button on the front of the case. That's what these wires lead off to. ATX style, the new modern motherboards, and this is why you have to have some kind of power supply adapter, is those pins no longer go to the case from the power supply. They actually go down to a motherboard. And there's 2 wires that come off the power supply that the motherboard shorts together and says, and the power supply goes, oh, I need to turn on. Well, this, what it does is it routes that so you can plug those into the front case switch, to turn on and off the ATX power supply and feed your motherboard. Here we get into the important part. Now, when it comes to ATX and AT power supplies, especially if you guys are building retro computers, I refuse. I will not build anybody's computer with older AT power supplies unless you've bought it brand new, all new internals, or you've had someone thoroughly go through the internals, replace all the capacitors that are probably gone out or deteriorating, and verified all the other components inside the power supply, the choke, and everything else that are functioning within spec. 99.9% of the time, nobody's doing that, because in order to have somebody competent enough to go through a power supply, you're going to spend about $200 or more, because you're going to have to get the nice Japanese Nissan capacitors and other stuff like that. It's just a lot more effective to buy a good quality power supply. And I'm going to tell you, most power supplies now from name brands like EVGA, Seasonic, Corsair,
yeah.
What's that?
Oh, I was just saying all the big names. All the,
Yeah.
the big
There's
companies.
many more, but those power supplies are going to be of a better quality than the old AT power supplies.
Higher quality, yep.
The reason being is around the 90s and around the 2000s, late 90s to mid 2000s, we had a rash of bad capacitors. Now, this didn't just affect motherboards, but this also affected power. It affected any electronics that use capacitors. And basically, the rumor was, and this happened many moons ago, what had happened was there was an engineer that worked for and I think the rumor was Nissan, and which is a one of the more well-known brands and higher quality brands capacitors. Well, he got paid a good amount of money and jumped ship and went to China and gave them all the information. Well, supposedly gave them all the information to develop their own capacitors. Basically, China started building capacitors off of stolen information, trade secret designs and stuff. Well, the problem was he forgot one component. And what followed was many, many years, if you didn't get a power supply or a motherboard with Nissan or a couple of the Japanese capacitors, I've had pictures, and I lost a bunch of them. I've had power supplies where the capacitors just went up. And the problem was the ones that went up, it was instead of using the artificial rubber bottoms on the capacitors or the chemical mix they were using, not only would they fail, they failed in a glorious fashion.
So they failed professionally.
When they failed, I'm talking, I've had power supplies that went and took hard drives and motherboards with them.
Oh, ouch.
I've had motherboards with bad capacitors at the bottom of the case that caught fire. And there was a burn mark up the motherboard. Took everything else. I think that one took the hard drive with it because the flame was right there. The CD-ROM was singed, but the CD-ROM survived.
Well, the CD.
So when it comes to the older power supplies, plus they only had a 1-year warranty and they're sitting on 20 years now. No, I'm not going to reuse them. So with retros, I ordered one of these, and I'll hopefully get that build done. I'm getting sidetracked again this week, unfortunately, but I do plan on getting it done this week or this weekend. I've got literally 2 or 3 builds that have landed in my lap this past couple of weeks. So plus, if the power supply does go bad after I build this, he's basically only going to be, his option for a standard AT is to get old, refurbished, or used power supplies. This means he can go out and buy an inexpensive but higher quality power supply and plug it into his retro computer. It's not going to be 100% retro, but I am, accurate. But you know what? I am more concerned with the reliability
Absolutely.
of his retro PC build than I am worried about being period correct.
Now, what might be a stupid question, but I'm going to go ahead and ask
go ahead.
anyway, because I noticed when you were talking about a newer power supply, you said inexpensive. Now, I'm sorry, I'm just going to ask the dumb question here. If you had the means to go ahead and spend the money on a more higher quality power supply, would this still work for that? Or is there another one you'd have to buy?
Honestly, anything you buy in the 4050, here's my thought. Here's what I'm gonna say. You can get a 450, but they're the same price as a 500.
Okay.
And when these computers are out, you were getting 250, 300 watt power supplies. So if you get a 500 watt, the power supply is gonna barely have a load on it. It's gonna run super efficient, and that's gonna run you about $50
Okay.
for a power supply. If you were to look to get an AT one, which they're starting to go up because guys are like, well, they don't make them anymore, so these are worth a lot. And you're finding guys are charging way too much for an old used power supply. I would rather adapt out a newer one, which has far more protection in them. You got to remember, the newer power supplies have to meet a lot more scrutiny and a lot more safety protections than the older power supplies ever did. There are so many more standards they have to comply to, safety standards they have to comply to in order to be sold in the United States and Europe. They have to comply with all those, where the older power supplies didn't.
Okay, right.
Not
So they
only
could
that,
cut
but
corners and whatnot.
the years of evolution of design are going into the newer power supplies with better ripple, better power delivery, more smoother power. So it's just, if I can build his retro computer with a newer power supply, his computer is going to run better. Plain and simple. And I got a 450. I was hoping to get a new one. And I'm going to be going into this a minute ago, but unfortunately, power supplies have gone up in price, and we'll go into that here in a minute. But I did grab him a 450 watt that is going to go into the computer case. I did get him a more modern power supply to go with this, because I just, honestly, the more I looked at it, because I've been waiting for all the parts. I will be, if you guys don't know, whenever I do these builds at home, I live stream me building them. So if you guys want to hop in on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/AudioCraZ, when I'm gaming or I'm building computers. I'm hoping to get the computer built, several computers built this week, but when I do, you guys can hop in, you can ask me questions, whatever. You can watch me build a computer. Come in and join me. But Retro's computer, I will be live streaming the build of it. Well, not so much the build, the cleanup and the replacement of all the parts I ordered. He brought me a computer. Hey, can you get the drivers for me? I was like, but I can buy you this, and I can buy you that, and I did. It's like, by the time it was done, I have Retro's Pentium 200 came to me. He brought it because he needed drivers. I have bought him a compact flash card adapter, a 32 gig compact flash, which he has a max store 30 gig. I was not going to let him leave with running that 30 gig because it's just so old. I figure we're going to leave it mounted in there, but it's not going to be plugged in. So he's got a compact flash card for the OS, which the nice thing is going to be able to plug it in, unplug it, and image it. I got him a new graphics card. He's going from a 4 megabyte Trident to a 16 megabyte Matrox. I found those relatively inexpensive. I bought a spare one just in case. I bought, like, every time I'm buying some of this retro stuff, I buy two just in case. I bought 2 graphics cards. I bought 2 of these power supply adapters. Now, these are only like $9-10. I'm sorry, guys. It is better just... These are great to have on hand for older computers, especially if you have to work on them. The main reason I'm having it is I'm getting a few more people wanting to build these retro computers, so that's why I bought a spare couple of extra one of these. Plus, I'm not going to keep a bunch of old derelict power supplies on hand. Let me see here.
I have the link in the chat.
Oh yeah, he just posted a link, and if you guys, those guys listening on the podcast, it is in the notes. You can go click on it. If not, you can always go to the website audiocrazy.com, and all the links are posted there as well. But yeah, so what he brought over for me to be a, hey, can you install the drivers, is going to be a fresh install of Windows 98. I've already downloaded all the drivers. Let's see here. What else? I've got a power supply adapter. It's going to get a 450 watt power supply instead of the 250 that's in it. It's going to get a brand new. It's going to get a. These are supposed to be new old stock graphics cards. So this is technically supposed to be a brand new Matrox. I wanted to get a 3DFX, but those things are getting expensive. Everybody's trying to grab old 3DFX cards. So I got the Matrox because it's a beautiful card, and it should be able to do like the original Quake and Unreal Tournament. That's my main focus. Let's see here. What else? The 32 gig compact flash for the OS drive, which is going to make it insanely fast. Believe it or not, the compact flash card, because this is an old Pentium 200, the hard drive, I can't remember if it's ATA 33 or ATA 66. The compact flash card does 100 megabytes a second. So the compact flash card is actually faster than the IDE bus. So the compact flash card is going to be working much faster than that hard drive ever did. So he's going to notice a performance speed increase. Let's see here. What else is there? I got the case is the same. Power supply is getting swapped out. A whole bunch of stuff. But yeah. So it's going to be a really nice AT build that I'm going to get going here in a little bit. I just need to get it done.
Will it have a CD-ROM? The one that was in it broke. Retro just asked.
Yes, because I did find one of those too. Unfortunately, it's not going to be pretty because it's black. It's got a black face on it. Nothing I can do about it, but I did happen to come across an IDE. I just don't know if it's going to work because it's a more modern IDE. It's not an older IDE CD-ROM. It's a more modern IDE DVD-ROM. So, yeah. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll figure. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see here. What else? And I just got an eyelash in my eye. Evil. So, there we go. That's tonight's Cave Jam. Show notes down below. It is the 20-pin ATX adapter to AT to run modern power supplies. And I know I babbled on it quite a bit, but I did want to stress the fact that I refuse to build this retro PC with a classic AT power supply in it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want to do it. If I'm going to build a new, if I'm going to rebuild an AT, the most important component, and I'm going to stress this to a lot of people. We can go ahead and get off the Cave Jam graphic. I want to stress to you guys, there is the most, I know a lot of people are thinking, hey, the most important thing is the power supply, or the most is this processor, or no, the amount of RAM or the graphics card. No, that's the power supply. The power supply is the most important component because that is going to dictate how much of a processor you can have, how much you can overclock, how much of a graphics card, and how long your system works. A cheap power supply can blow up and take the rest of the components with it. A good quality power supply will keep your system running stable, even on an overclock. You cannot build a good quality system, a reliable system, on a crappy power supply. You can't do it.
Very, very true.
And I've done this over and over again, and I've had people try to shortcut it, and things just don't work right, or they having glitches, and we replace the power supply, and it resolves at least most of the issues. So, yeah, hopefully I will be able to get Retro's computer done. I'm hoping this weekend. I just keep getting sidetracked with so much other stuff that keeps coming up. So, that's tonight's Cave Jam. Power supplies are most important. I do want to go into this. This dreaded thing needs to get moved.
Yeah, take it away.
It's looking at me. The fluffy stuff is staring at me. So,
no more fluffy.
I wanted to talk about this because I know I'm stressing the importance of power supplies. This is the 750 watt G5 I ordered for myself. Now,
big boy,
I have had to sell this. The reason being is one of the computer builds I'm doing, because of the COVID-19 incident issues that have been going on, and the fact that everybody stopped buying stuff, then all of a sudden people started buying again once they got their stimulus check. It threw the market completely out. Plus, there was very few people at warehouses putting the stuff together. There was just that whole pandemic. It threw the market in complete turmoil. It's been really hard pressed to get components, some components in stock. One of the things you will notice, and go and check everywhere, Amazon, Newegg, you name it, there are two things right now that I've seen in complete disarray. CPUs have kind of fluctuated a little bit. Motherboards have kind of fluctuated a little bit. SSDs have gone a little crazy. But there's two things that I have noticed. And if anybody else notices something, let me know. Webcams have gone completely nuts. And power supplies. Webcams have gone from like $50 webcams have gone up to like $150, $200.
Wow.
I have seen Logitech's 922 Pros, which I used to be able to pick them up for $70. At one point in time, I saw them at $300. Insane. And they're just hard to get a hold of. Right now, we need a bunch of webcams at the office.
Man, maybe I should try to sell my old Logitech.
You'd probably get a price. I've literally all my spares I've had to sell off because people have needed webcams, and I've literally sold off all the spare ones. If anybody wants, I've got one left, and it's a really crappy one. I don't want to sell it because I dislike it that much. But if someone needs one for an office, like just for doing video conferencing, it'll work fine. But for live streaming, no. I refuse to sell it to anybody who's wanting to do that. But not only webcams, but power supplies. This 750 I cannot get anymore. I cannot get right now. I am currently waiting for stock. And I am watching Newegg. I'm watching Amazon. I even watching EVGA's website. And I have contacted them. I do have somebody I can email, is pretty much. I don't have a tight contact. We're not that big. But I have contacted somebody at EVGA, and I said, hey, I know this is probably something you can't discuss, but do you have any heads up on power supplies when we're going to see stock? And essentially the response was, because of the whole situation, it's difficult. We are getting them in stock, but the last couple of batches we've got in have gone in like 15 minutes.
Wow.
Now, this is the manufacturer themselves. This is the company that makes them. They're like, yes, we're getting pallets in, and they're gone in 15 minutes. Right now, I went and looked at Amazon. Let me pull it up right now. Let me pull it up. Go to Amazon.
Retro just said while you're pulling that up, he's been trying to find power supplies and webcams, and he's found the same thing that you have, just insane prices.
Insane. Now, I will say this: if anybody needs a power supply, let me know. EVGA sells them directly on their website, and they don't do any of the silly, stupid markup right now. So EVGA.com or the other manufacturers that do sell directly from their website are your best option. Avoid Amazon, avoid Newegg currently for prices. Because let me show you guys this. Give me a second. Text. Here's the link right now. Do me a favor. Approve that, please. I'm on my other account. But essentially what's going on, yeah, you should see it.
It might be coming to me in a minute, but I don't see anything right now.
Doesn't see anything by...
No, I've got nothing to approve over here.
All right, it won't let me send it. So here, well, screw it. I'll just do it this way. But essentially what it is the EVGA Supernova one. Okay, here's the craziness. And this is how the vendors that are selling this stuff, I hate you manipulating bastards, because they're buying this stuff directly from EVGA at the normal price. EVGA is not marking this stuff up. But as soon as they put it on the website, they're jacking up the prices and not even paying attention. So get this, and this is why I hate some of the sellers. Like, this is just how low and sad some of these guys are. The EVGA 1000, the 1,000 watt power supply, right now, if you check it, $299.99. Now, that's about a little over $100 more than what it normally sells for. If you look at EVGA's website, let me find it. The G5. I gotta go back to it. Hold on. The EVGA power supplies 1,000. Here we go. It's going. So it sells for $199. So they're doubling the price. Now, mind you, the people that are selling that stuff are buying them at dealer prices with the ability to mark up to $199 and still make a profit. But because of the whole situation, they're being They're taking advantage of everybody. Now, that's not nearly as bad. But go and look at the G5 850 watt. And you will see right now. Now, mind you, that is sitting, if you go to EVGA's website, they list that as $159.99. If you look at it on Newegg, $309.99.
Oh,
$10
wow.
more than the 1,000 watt. Not
That's
only
crazy.
that, yeah, Deals Pro 1. Avoid those jerks. But, yeah, they are jacking up the price to $309.95 for a power supply that normally sells for $159. And it's just because of, the demand for it. Nope. Whatever. That's cheap. So, yeah, the prices are... Now, mind you, EVGA is still having more power supplies mad. Believe it or not, over the weekend, there was only one model of their 850s and 1000s and 750s available. Currently, if you go to their website, they have gotten stuff in over the weekend, and they currently, let's see here, on the 850s, they've got the BQ version, they've got the P2 version, and the T2, which are great power supplies, but I want my G5. And the main reason is the G5 is the bigger wattage, but in the standard ATX power supply. It is standard ATX size. It's not the extended. I've already got a G2 in my current in the dual Xeon rig, and I can possibly use that power supply and be fine. But unfortunately, it's larger and it just won't fit into my build. It will, but it's super tight, and I want to get rid of that. It's just too much. It's too excessive of a deal. Cases are just as bad. Computer cases, they're like almost impossible to get.
Wow.
They're not as badly priced. I'm pretty amazed. But that being said, those you guys looking to build computers, my honest opinion right now is save your pennies. Throw the money into your savings account. It's not going to generate a whole lot, but it will help you to generate a little bit more over a couple of month period. Give it about 2 or 3 months because everybody's starting to get back. Now, unfortunately, China got hit by another wave, so we don't know where things are at.
Mm-hmm.
Where in a lot of these chip plants are not going to be made for another couple of years here in the United States, but it's going to be your best bet right now to save your pennies. Like even Nintendo has gotten.
Oh yeah, with the Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are crazy priced. If you go to buy one right now, it's
Nintendo
insane.
is already. They've already announced that they should. They're doing their best to meet supply for the Christmas run. They don't want to have a low supply for Christmas and then all the scalpers ridiculously pricing them because that's going to be messed up. Let's see. Retro says
big ups to Nintendo for doing that too. You know, for looking out for their customer base that way.
Yeah. Retro goes, my webcam took a crap on me whether I was getting ready to stream. Oh, yeah, he was telling me about that. He was going to stream, he was game playing. I've got that one. If you want to, I'll look to see how much I paid for it. I think I paid $30 for it. I'll sell it to you what I paid for it. And literally, it's still sitting in the box. I plugged it in the other day just to test it. It's not the greatest. It looks like, it's definitely a $30 webcam. I cannot justify having anybody pay more than that, but it does work. So you're more than happy. I'll gladly sell it to you. I've been selling off. He got the last. Beard took my last decent quality one. Actually, no. Yeah, Beard took the one, and then the other one I sold back to, or I didn't sell back to. I sold to my work because I had one for. I sold them for what I paid for it, and because if not, they were going to pay $160 for a Microsoft Lifecan. I was like, you know what? I just got one here at the house. I'll recuperate what I paid for it. I'm not using it anymore. I have no intentions on using it. So, and I may grab there's some other cheap Chinese ones that I'm going to take a look at. I'm thinking right now is a good time to start reviewing some of those. So I may pick up a couple of webcams and see what I think about them. But like I said, Retro, if you need that one, I'll gladly sell it to you. So, but right now, like I said, very, very important. if you're thinking about building an entire computer, my honest opinion is either A, don't try to get it all at once. Don't think you're going to get it at once. Pick your parts out and wait till there's some good deals. Or 2, honestly, you're going to have to wait a while. The cases I want for my build is they're not in stock at all. And what is available are, honestly, like I said, computer cases, they've gone up in price, but they're not nearly bad. The troublesome components have been the power supplies and webcams. Those have been the 2 really badly priced, but anything related to streaming, like I've seen the Stream Decks have gone up in price, and the Elgato stuff has been going up in price, and that's kind of bad. But give it enough time, they will return back to normal.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It will. You just got to be patient. So, what else? What else we got? We got a few more minutes left. Let's see what we got in the chat. It said,
Ray knows a guy.
yeah, Ray knows a guy. Like I said, I with me constantly building, plus I've got, several hundred computers I got to manage over. I'm constantly watching part prices and stuff like that. I check every day. I'm constantly monitoring EVGA's website, because literally as soon as the G5 hits their website, I'm hitting buy now. I've got to be buying one. So if anybody else wants
and
to,
what do the G5s go for again? I'm sorry.
The 150, the 850s are like $159.99, but I think I know I get elite pricing because the amount of power EVGA products I purchase. And I don't just buy EVGA, but I'm a very big fan of EVGA. So when it comes down to purchasing stuff from EVGA, there's certain components that I buy specifically that are always EVGA. Motherboards, they're either MSI, Gigabyte, or Asus. Power supplies, they're always EVGA. Heat sinks, it depends on what kind. I'm trying out, that's what this one build, I'm trying out the Intermax, because I haven't tried an Intermax heat sink in a while. But processors, I've gone pretty much all AMD lately. If anybody missed the nose, and I didn't post about this, but Linus Torvalds, if anybody knows who Linus Torvalds is, he is basically the creator of Linux.
Oh, okay.
And he was the one that came up with the idea of the penguin as the mascot. Do you know why he chose the penguin?
I have no idea.
This is a good one. If anybody knows, go ahead and say it. And I'll give you guys a minute to decide on it. But he recently tweeted, he tweeted that he has switched from Intel to AMD. And that says a lot. Like, there's a lot of big name people that are like, Intel's not releasing anything of importance.
Wow.
They're kind of bringing out rehash stuff, and that's honestly true. And it's basically because Intel got lazy. They really, really did. They were the big guy in town, and why do they need to do anything? Just keep rehashing, because who's going to compete with Big Blue? And AMD came out, they kind of held back. They held back. they went quiet. They were just being quiet. And they were doing their thing, and then when they knew they had something, they put it in the oven, and they didn't bring it out early. They baked it until it was nice and a golden, and then we had Ryzen goodness hop out, and then they got consoles, and then now they're doing the graphics cards, which NVIDIA is still the better graphics card. I'm sorry, there's going to be a lot of people fight on me on this, but I'm sorry, it's the truth. And then let's see here, that AMD is just, I'm currently rocking an older 1800X, and I love it. It's absolutely fabulous computer. The Dual Xeon, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's going to be the next streaming rig. But with the when it comes to AMD, they really knocked it out of the park. But back to Linus Torvalds. So, nobody's posted anything.
Nobody yet. Now, hang on. Before you go on, I just want to real quick.
Yeah.
Just bring up. Does anyone else have another guess for the destroyers? The name of Destroyer's
well, let me finish
baby.
this story. Yeah,
we have about 5 minutes before our hour is up. We might go over, but I'm just saying.
What are the guesses? What my daughter has named one of the babies.
One of the babies. Come on, guys. You got to throw some guesses out there. All right, now.
So Linus Torvalds picked out a penguin because when he was on vacation out in I forget where the penguins are, but he basically went and saw a penguin and one bit him.
All right.
And I can completely understand because I have fallen in love with fans that nearly took my finger off.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with him. He got bit by a penguin. It bit him pretty hard. So yeah, that became the mascot for Linux. I completely.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but still waiting to see if anybody's got any suggestions on what the
What Destroyer's
Destroyer,
offspring's
one
names
of
are.
the babies of Destroyer's name is. Let's see here. We've got
So far we've had
Clarence.
the child,
Yeah, we got the child. We got Clarence.
Clarence. It's a good guess, but no.
No, I would say it's far closer than the child.
Yeah, it actually is.
It relatively is. So, well, we're getting up on time, aren't we?
No, we got about 4 minutes.
4 minutes? Okay. So we'll give it a few more minutes.
Just a couple more.
But, yeah, so those guys are looking, like I said, I'll keep an eye out. If anybody wants to get a power supply, let me know. I'm trying to keep a close eye on what power supplies are available. Like I said, I tend to stick to EVGA, and I've never, well, other than me getting this EVGA shirt, I've never gotten anything from EVGA. I've paid for everything. The difference is all the stuff that I bought from EVGA, except for one graphics card that blew up in my face. The only other issue I had was a 2060, but that wasn't any issue with the graphics card itself. The problem was I tried to put it in the dual Xeon. The Xeons just were old. PCI Express 2.0, the graphics card was 3.0. It was incompatible. So that's why I got a
Crazy
more
Irish just guessed Maria. Retro.
Oh, Maria's a good one too.
Retro just guessed Coco. You are both wrong.
You're both wrong.
But not bad guesses.
We're getting closer. Keep them coming.
3 minutes.
So yeah, I'm going to be buying myself, on the blessing side of things, I'm going to go ahead and spend the money. I'm going to get me an 850 because I found out, the main reason is because I started overclocking my graphics card. Well, I wanted to. I started pushing my CPU, and unfortunately my system started becoming unstable, and it wasn't due to temperatures. It was due to the power supply that's in the thing, which came with the setup when I got it. I bought a couple of parts off of somebody, and yeah, the power supply is just not that great, and it's choking pretty hard. So I've got everything dialed back to stock numbers. I've got everything kind of set up to where it's running as minimal power as possible, just to keep it stable until I can get a freaking power supply for my computer, because I already sold this one, and I've got all the parts in to build that rig for them. So I'll be getting that worked on here soon. Luckily, the only thing I'm pulling out of their old system is their graphics card. But the main reason we went with the 750 is I told them, yes, we can use they got a 970 they're giving me. It says, yes, technically that was VR rated, but you're definitely going to want to upgrade because I don't think it's VR rated anymore. Not for the titles that are coming out. So
we have 2 more guesses. Retro guessed Ray Ray.
Nope, not
and
Ray Ray.
Crazy Irish guessed Elsa.
Elsa. Wow, she went the Disney route.
Elsa's not a bad guess.
No, that's actually a pretty good guess.
But
that's
it's
a pretty
not-
good guess.
not correct.
We're still going on this though.
We
We're still
have like a minute and a half.
Should we hold them out or?
I think let's go ahead and put it out there. I got the picture up.
All right. So there's the babies again. If you guys can see the picture, that is Mama Destroyer Pigeon and her 3 cute little
Are there 3
fluffy
or
babies.
2?
What's that?
Are there 3 or 2?
There's 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can kind of see in between. You got the 2 little eyes right there. There's one just behind them.
Oh, all right.
There's 3 little babies. 3 little babies.
I love the name that Miss A picked out, though. It's hilarious.
Oh, she did. She picked out Fluffy. Oh, I'm checking out my Instagram and everybody's posting, I love them. I think that's a baby right there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that's just a wing.
I think that's a wing. I see
So it may just be 2 babies.
I see 2 babies and a mama. I see Destroyer and Nameless and what's the name, Ray?
The baby.
The baby.
So you have Destroyer the mama
Destroyer the mama.
and I had texted this to my daughter's mother and said, "Hey, show her that destroyers had babies." And I got back, "Aw," and then, dun dun dun. Oh, somebody said, Mandy says those are doves.
Are they doves?
Oh, they might be doves.
Okay. Well, anyway.
All right, so she has named one of the babies. Literally, the text message is, one of them's name is Karen.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
So, one of those little cute, fluffy little poop monsters
machines is named Karen.
is named Karen. So we have Destroyer and Baby Karen. I don't know what the other one's name is, but I'm pretty sure my daughter will come up with even good name for it. But yes, one of the babies' names is Karen.
Thank you for correcting us, Mandy. Those are doves.
Well, they are doves.
But yeah.
But that is Mama Destroyer.
Mama Destroyer and Baby Karen.
Oh, Retro goes, yeah, I was going to say it looks like a dove to me.
They're doves.
I don't know about...
We're not bird people unless
if it
unless you talk about that bird.
Flipping off our viewers. How dare you,
No,
sir?
I wasn't flipping anyone off. I was demonstrating the bird.
Demonstration bird.
It was a demonstration. We're an educational show, remember?
We are. We're very educational. We wish you could learn.
We try to teach.
We do. We do. Karen and Kyle is what Retro. Well, I will run that by my daughter.
Karen and Kyle. Oh, that's
Baby
hilarious.
Karen. Yep.
Baby
Crazy
Karen.
Irish goes Baby Karen. So yeah, we have Karen the bird, Destroyer the mama, and then we'll figure out what the other one is. But I'm pretty sure my daughter will come up with a even better name for that one.
Oh yeah.
Because she has, I don't know how. I don't question it because that's dangerous. She has all rights of naming animals.
Mandy says, expect her to complain about the accommodations.
Oh, that bird has already because she's been making a nest up there. I haven't cleaned any of the cobwebs, and every time I take a picture, she's just staring me down like you're asking for the manager, aren't you? Like you're not happy with the cobwebs, but I'm not gonna shoot the cobwebs down with her up there, especially if she had her babies, because I don't want to scare them off. So, you know, they're kind of okay. Like they don't flutter off. They see me walk past. They see all of us walk past, and they just kind of stay up there. That we get kind of close, but not too close. So they're okay. They know we're not going to hurt them or anything. And that's why
you're just a part of the whole.
Oh yeah.
Home thing. They're just like, it's the humans. Okay.
Yeah. So the nice thing is they've been, the Destroyer came back this year. Let's see here.
I like what Retro said here. I'm offended. Karen mode activated.
Retro, I didn't know you were a Karen.
Nah, Retro's a Kyle. Come on now.
Yeah, are we going to call you Retro Karen now?
Retro Karen. That's it.
Man. All right. I think we had a pretty good time. Thank you, Retro, for the
nasty bacon flavored cotton candy. Still having to talk about that, Retro.
I can't find anything positive to say about this stuff, honestly, dude.
You know what, Retro? Actually,
I'm gracious appreciate if you brought it for us.
We absolutely
we love
appreciate
you, man,
it. We love your thought process there, but you have activated Karen mode.
That's some disgusting stuff, man. We had to go full root beer to fix it.
I wish to speak with the manager.
I need a big glass. Just thinking about that stuff. So, all right. Like I said, anybody wanting to get power supplies, hit me up. Let me know. Like I said, I'm monitoring the websites. I don't have any insight views. I just have notifications kicking off as something comes in. I'm monitoring prices. I refuse to pay. I'm one of those people, I'm not paying twice as much. Maybe $20 more. That's about my limit. I cannot justify buying parts at an excessive prices. It's not worth it, because if you wait a little bit of time, you'll get a decent price for stuff.
But he'll still complain about paying $20 more. I'm just saying.
Oh, I will. I will. But at least it's only $20 more. This whole double the price.
Oh yeah,
BS,
no, that's ridiculous.
Screw those sellers. Screw them. That is ego. That is just dirty business as far as I'm concerned. There is nothing more disgusting than a seller just realizing, hey, I can scam people money. And they'll try to justify it. It's like, no, that's just your narcissism.
Mandy just said, I have something positive to say about the cotton candy. It looks good in the trash.
Mandy, would you like Gary to bring home some of this fluffy stuff?
Oh, no. You had her try some of that when she was on the show last.
Well, I think I'm going to have my daughter try it. I don't
Yes.
remember. I can't remember if she did before, but I'm not going to tell her about it. I'm just going to, here's some cotton candy and see if she hits me.
You need to have a camera going when you do
I need
that.
to. My camera's been acting up, so I need to get another one. But that being said, you guys have been absolutely wonderful. Chat's been going crazy. We love you guys. Those of you guys listening to us on the podcast, we thank you again for listening. You can always help us out on Patreon. Just look us up. It's IUDIOCRAZ on Patreon. You can also find the link on AUDIOCRAZ.com. If you ever want to watch live, it is youtube.com/AudioCraZ, AUDIOCRAZ. All the links
that way
are on
you
the
can
website.
see what we look like.
Yeah, I think I put the Podbean. If you guys want to check us out on Podbean, we're also on Spotify. We're also on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. We're also on Google Podcasts. And let's see, I already said Spotify, didn't I?
No,
Yeah.
you didn't say Spotify.
I did say Spotify.
You did?
Yeah, I could have swore.
I missed
I
it.
need more drink. I need more happy juice.
You need more happy juice.
I need more root beer.
You're not happy enough.
Mandy told me to screw you.
Screw you. That's
I
her
have done my
response to
job.
you sending that stuff home with me.
I don't know why, but somehow she threw it all the way back to my house. How did it hit me through the walls? So, you guys have been absolutely amazing. We love you guys so much. And as always, have fun gaming, have fun building computers, and we will see you guys next week. If not, follow us you can follow both Beard and I on Instagram. You'll find us on Patreon. You can find links down below in the notes for all of our links, audiocrazy.com. You can go to Patreon. You can go to Podbean, or Spotify, or the website, or our Amazon store link, or wow, so much other stuff. And I think the root beer just hit.
Yeah. The happy juice made you happy.
The happy juice just made me happy. Honestly, I literally just hit me right now. I think I need some more. On that note, you guys have an amazing week, and we will see you next week. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, everything else, and enjoy the laughs. You guys have a great one.
Don't forget, folks, we always appreciate a share. Share us with people you like.
Like and share.
Share us with people you don't like. Because we'll annoy people, just for fun. So I'm just saying, there's always that option. But thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for the chat, the interaction. We love you all. We'll see you next week.
Yep.